record now. Ooh, we are officially live. Welcome. Yes, million. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, much better. So let me type this out for you guys. So it's asquaredcoach.com/events. asquaredcoach.com/events. And if you scroll down, which you hear feedback from me because I'm talking and live, but it'll actually live stream it for you. Okay. So thank you to everyone who shared. Thank you for everyone who's here. Welcome. We had a break. We took a break for Wine Wednesday, but now we're back. So we are super excited to have Mychal Connolly with us. How are you today, Mychal?
I'm doing really great, actually. I had a wonderful day.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so let's see if we can do this without me like knocking everything over. I am a clumsy by heart, so awesome. Okay, so I have to ask because it is Wine Wednesday. Are you drinking anything?
You know what? I got some water, and I got to tell you a quick story. About 2 weeks ago, I did a talk with a group of photographers, and it was the first time I drank some beer because I had beer. And halfway through my thing, I said, "Yeah, I'm so thankful that my business was around when I'm thankful my wife was around when I started my wife." And everyone was like, "What?" I mean, I'm thankful my wife was around when I started my business, you know. And so I said, I thought I realized I'm not as cool as I thought I was.
And that's okay. That's okay. You know, we millennials, we will find any reason.
Can you hear me? The sound went out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
There we go.
Sorry, I muted myself. There we go. Okay. So I am drinking a Sauvignon Blanc, which is delicious. And hopefully this all won't be gone by the time we're done. So I have a 7 a.m. flight to Miami in the morning. So we're going to hope that I don't end up screwing myself over in the long run by drinking all of this. So we're all going to hold Amber accountable. We're all accountability partners here.
Hey, it's all good.
Awesome. So I am so excited to talk about Mike's new book, Launch and Stand Out. This book is amazing, and he gives so many great tips. Thank you. This hat is new, and I wanted it in black, but I didn't get it, but I'm going to. It's happening. So this book is awesome. So tell us first who you are, what you do,
that's good.
why you know so much that you could create such an amazing book, and then we'll dig into a little bit about what the book is about.
All right, cool. I could do that. So my name is Mike Connolly. I started with entrepreneurship at the age of 5, actually. That's when I learned about it. So I've been doing it for a while. I started my first company when I was 9 years old, and I was able to retire my grandmother in 2 years with this candy company I started. And I would like to believe I was a child prodigy, but that's not what it was. I gotta be completely honest with this. My grandmother used to have like what I considered mountains of candy. And so what would happen was I would just take the candy to school and give to my friends, you know? So I kind of got tired of them asking me for candy. So one day I was like, you know what, I sell it now. And that was me really trying to my attempt at being a jerk. So they would stop asking me for this candy. But what happened was they said to me, okay, well, how much? And I was like, $1, you know? So I let the package, because I would give them nerds. And on the package said 50 cents. So I would say $1. But long story short, I realized that I had a business. So I started telling them that I sold out and come to the house. And the reason I did that, because my friends had little brothers and little sisters. And so I knew if they were buying it, they could bring this little sisters, little brothers, and I'd sell more. Now, my grandmother had no idea this was coming, or this was happening, this was going on. So because I was like I don't want to say a drug dealer, but I was operating like a drug dealer. Like I'd see the kids coming down the street, and I would like run out, give them the candy, they would leave, out of the money in my pocket, and I would come back inside, right? So I know I couldn't keep that up for a while. So I ended up writing out a sign with all the candies and stuff that we had. And then I told I played sick one day, and my grandmother walked by, and this kid comes to the door. Hey, and my grandmother goes, well, Mike's not coming out. He's not feeling well today. So the kid was like, no, I'm here to buy some candy. So my grandmother was like, candy? And I said, Grandma, look at the sign. She looked at the sign, and thankfully she got it because, she saw we had customers, and she became my business partner. And my grandmother did so well with that company that in 2 years, she was able to leave her job. And she did that until, and then what she would do is she would go over to Florida where her sister lived, bring the candies back to the Bahamas, and she just kind of kept it going. And she did that until 2005 when she passed away. So like that was my first experience with entrepreneurship. Like to me, it was like a natural thing. But the reason I knew how to do this stuff was because, like I said, I fell in love with entrepreneurship at age 5. As a kid, I loved 2 things. I love entrepreneurship and Michael Jordan. And you couldn't talk bad about either of those 2 around me. But my mother was big on making me read. Like I had to read. Like reading was the thing. No Nintendo. I'm dating myself. No Nintendo before I was done reading or doing homework. But she would give me entrepreneur success stories. And that's how I learned about guys like John Sortino, the guy who started the Vermont Teddy Bear Company, who's actually now one of my business partners. Mike Kittredge, the guy who started the Vermont Teddy Bear Company, who actually mentored me as well in my older years. Dave Klein from Jelly Belly Jelly Beans, who I also ended up doing some business with. And then the 2 I haven't met yet that made me fall in love with entrepreneurship was Wally Amos from Famous Amos Cookies and the Ben and Jerry guys. Now, the reason I fell in love with entrepreneurship because of those guys is because everything they did was like simple ideas, like candy and candles, cookies, ice cream, stuff that I could understand as a kid. I couldn't understand like technology and telephones and oils. I couldn't figure out how it worked. So because of those guys, I fell in love with entrepreneurship. So when the time was right with my grandmother, like I knew stuff I needed to do from reading what they did. I think you're on mute again.
Goodness, sorry. There, I'm back. It's amazing to me how those of us who were raised, pre-Google, learned about entrepreneurship, because we couldn't just go online and Google entrepreneurship and find, a list of people who are successful. We had to do it old school. We had to look at what we were using. So that's so fantastic that you were able to look at your surroundings and say, we have Famous Amos Cookies, we have Ben and Jerry's. Let me see who created these. That's fantastic. So tell us about your path to becoming Mr. Stinky Cakes, because I've always loved that name. And it was about, I think I'd been following you for about a month or so before I actually realized Stinky Cakes meant something. I was like, maybe he just makes cakes that are stinky. So tell us about becoming Mr. Stinky Cakes.
Yeah, well, that was an interesting story. That once again, that was like was out of necessity. I'm like I said, I'm originally from the Bahamas, and when I got married, I had already filed for my green card and all this other stuff long before I got married. But when 9/11 came, they really changed the whole rules of the whole immigration thing. So I was married. I was waiting for like my final set of documents to come in, and then I got this letter in the mail, and it was like, okay, all of this paperwork, you got to redo this because you were when you filed, it was 2 weeks after you turned 18, so you think all your stuff is invalid, kind of thing. Mm. So now I had already started my life. I had a job as a graphic designer and I was creating ads for the local newspaper, and I had a second job at a print shop, and I was creating ads and stuff for them, designing all the newsletters, everything for this. It was like a family-owned print shop, so I was doing pretty good. My wife, she was a manager at Wendy's at the time, actually, because I was 22 and she was 20. So I was 23 and she was 21 when we got married. So we were still young. We were just starting. Right. And so now, and we had a a baby on the way. My wife was pregnant when I lost all my paperwork. So thankfully, my wife and I have always been savers. So I didn't have to. We figured, all right, this thing probably take like six months or so, and then I'll be right back to doing what I was doing. About a year and a half later, and our savings going down, I still didn't get it back yet. So, I was getting really, really, really like down and out. And so what happened was, I was like, all right, cool. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Even though I was stressing out, my wife said to me, well, Mike, we always wanted to be foster parents. Like when we was dating, we was talking about the things that we wanted to do. And we said, we always wanted to be foster parents. She said, well, why don't you do that? So you could kind of, pump some of your love and time into someone else and get your mind off what's going on. And I was like, all right, cool, we'll do it. And that's the reason how we became foster parents. And we still do it up to this day. So almost like 10 years in.
Wow.
But so I took my thoughts off of, I can't provide for my family, Mm-hmm. So every day I'm looking at our bank account is going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And I'm like, man, I'm like sitting at the mailbox. So anyway, 2 years come and now my second son's on the way and we still don't have my paperwork yet. So I'm like, man, now at this point we borrowing money from my wife's parents to live. And like, this is bugging me because that's just not me. I'm like, that's not how I operate. So I never really told this full story like this, but I'm doing this because I love you.
Yeah. I love it though. It's so useful to hear the beginnings.
Yeah. So what happened? What ended up happening was, I finally got my paperwork back. So I was like, all right, great. I'm gonna just go back to the newspaper. They're gonna give me my job back. I'm gonna go back to the old print shop. And well, the newspaper had downsized, and they didn't have it anymore. It just wasn't there. And the other print shop they were nasty. They didn't give me my job back. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just apply for a job in marketing because I'm really good at marketing. And I was applying and applying and applying. And, my wife's stomach is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and nothing. Could not get a job in marketing for nothing. That's all I know. Like, I know marketing. You ask me to like, put some tiles on the floor or something. I'm like useless. You ask me how to get people to hire you to put tiles on the floor. I could get you people. Like, that's just that's how I am. So I was fed up. So my breaking point, after I couldn't get these jobs, my breaking point was when we had to apply for government assistance. Like we got WIC, and we go in the grocery store. It's the first time we got the WIC thing, and my wife pulls it out and she says, "Mike, we have to buy stuff like WIC approved stuff." And like I started crying in the grocery store because I felt like I wasn't a man. Like I'm not providing for my family. I don't feel like a man. And I was like, man, I gotta do something. So out of that frustration, I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start a business, and I'm gonna show people how good I am at marketing, and then someone's gonna give me a job in marketing. That was my thinking. Like that's what I was thinking. So it's funny, everything that's going on in your life. If you're aware, you can see how your obstacles are really your blessings, right?
Right.
So my wife was getting ready to have our second son. No, sorry, my second son was already born. Mm-hmm. And my wife and I, we went down to CVS pharmacy to buy some diapers. And my wife and I were just talking, and she was like, we were like, man, all that stuff we have because my sons are literally 18 months apart. We still had unopened like onesies and shirts and all sorts of baby stuff that we didn't use for my first son. And we were like, man, if all that stuff was just diapers, we wouldn't even need to be here buying diapers. So I was like, whoa, why don't we solve that problem? Why don't we make diaper giving fun, right? Because we was thinking back to when my wife was having the baby shower, and we was telling people, no, just bring us diapers, just bring us diapers, just bring us diapers. And no one was like, everyone was like, their face was, it was like, buy your own diapers kind of thing. So what happened was we just started brainstorming. We're like, man, how can we make diaper giving fun? And like our initial thought, like marketing, right? The first thought was, who you gonna sell it to? So we were like, man, we gonna sell it to the people that are hosting the baby showers. Mm-hmm. So then we started thinking like, what are common items at every baby shower? Because, you know, my brain always thinks global, right? So what's at every baby shower? And then we came up with some stuff, and then it was like a cake. So it was like, holy crap, what if you make the diapers look like a cake? Because I'm a artsy kind of person. I always love art. I'm a right brain thinker. So we started doing research, and we think we had this like unique thought, like no one ever thought of this before. Like, yeah, diapers look like a cake. So we started doing research, and we realized the concept was out there. But I was like, you know what? This is a great idea. We're gonna do this anyway. And because I was thinking, like, you know, Apple didn't invent the telephone, but they invented the iPhone. So I said, we just gonna be the iPhone and these diapers that look like cake kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So my next thing was branding. Like, I gotta go from marketing to branding, right? So we're sitting now, me and my wife. We were going. At the time we went through like maybe like 20, 25 different names. So I had like narrowed it down to Daisy Cakes because my neighbor back home, she had just passed away, and she was really a cool lady to me. So I was gonna name the company in her honor. And my wife, who was an operational thinker, she says, well, that's a good idea, but you know, we have to spend a lot of marketing dollars to get people to understand that story for them to get it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, you're right. That makes sense. And I kid you not, Amber, like a couple minutes after my wife said that, and I'm pointing to the living room where this conversation happened. A couple minutes later, my son, who was 2 at the time, he waddles in, and I used to change his diapers, and my wife used to change the baby's diapers. And my son says, Dad, I did Stinkies. So I look at my eyes like wide open. Like I look at my wife and go, what about Stinky Cakes? And like she starts laughing, I start laughing, the baby in his stinky diaper starts laughing. So I was like, man, we got a winner. So we started calling it Stinky Cakes. And yeah, that's where the company was born.
I love that. And I want to kind of go back to a point that Mike made, if y'all missed it, okay? Because you know I'm all about specific points and understanding how someone else's story can apply to your story. Just because someone out there is doing exactly what you want to do does not mean that you cannot corner that market, right? Just because there was someone else out there who had stinky cake, who had diaper cakes, didn't stop them. It just meant now we have to approach it from a different angle. So I love that. So you wrote the book, Launch and Stand Out. 22 ways to make money with a little elbow grease and ingenuity, and 8 ways to get customers to know, like, trust, and remember, and buy into your brand. So tell me, or tell us, because there's nobody with me, even though it feels like it's just me. But tell us, what made you decide to write this book? Because every entrepreneur says, "Oh, I'm going to write a book about, my journey," or "Oh, I'm going to write a book about my business," or "I'm going to write a book about my business plan." But this is every business. Like, this is every business that you can think of in this book, and it's not just the Stinky Cakes model. You dig deep into all different types of businesses. So tell me what compelled you to write this?
Well, it's funny. And I'm an advocate for entrepreneurs putting their health first and sleeping and getting their body together. In the beginning, I wasn't. And the reason I switched to that way was because I ended up in the ICU and I was I high blood pressure, high cholesterol. My blood sugar was 600, almost high 500, almost 600.
Wow.
And I knew something was wrong when the nurse said to me, "Mr. Connolly, who drove you here?" And I was like, "Who drove me here? I drove myself here." And then she just walked out of the room. I was like, "Oh crap, it's not good." But being in that ICU, I realized that I wasn't happy. Right? Mm-hmm. I wasn't happy. I was, I had this business growing. I was just selected one of the top 100 urban entrepreneurs in America. Black Enterprise Magazine had just called us Entrepreneurs of the Week. Inc. Magazine was written about us, like crazy press. Like at this point, I was like at 1 million+ visitors on the StinkyCake.com website. So like everything was like how I dreamed it to be. But I had this moment that I wasn't happy, and I looked around in the ICU, and like there's maybe like 10 people there that came, and I was like, man, all these people I'm making money for, like this stuff really doesn't matter. So I got to that point where I wasn't happy, and I didn't like what was going on. So what happened when I do that? When I feel that way, I change stuff. So I was like, you know what? I from the hospital on my BlackBerry, I shut down my shopping cart. People couldn't order anymore, and I was like, man, I'm taking a break from the Stinky Cake thing. So I said, I went back to my 9-year-old self. Now, one of the things I always wanted to do as was help my mother retire like I helped my grandmother, but I couldn't figure out what my mother was into. So it wasn't as natural. It wasn't as easy. And I always wanted to help people start businesses because it's so easy to me. Like in my mind, I have to tell myself, no, don't start another business. It's so easy to me. So I wanted to share that with the world. So I ended up taking, I told my father-in-law and everybody that would listen to me, like, man, I want to work with kids. I want to work with young people. I want to help people all over the world start businesses. So my father-in-law, who works at the Department of Industrial Accidents for the state of Massachusetts, he told me about this place called Job Corps. And he said, yeah, you know, a lot of people are leaving there. They switching the contract, you should get in there. So I go up to Job Corps. I don't tell them who I am. I don't tell them the Stinky Cakes. I created the most basic resume possible, and I handed it in. So long story short, I got the job. But the kids at Job Corps, you know, they started Googling me, and they go, Mister, you're an entrepreneur. Like I saw about your business, Stinky Cakes. How'd you start that? And I was kind of impressed with that. So I started teaching those kids business lessons. Now, keep in mind, my goal, my dream in the back of my head was to help these people. I didn't know how I was going to do it. They came to me. So the questions they were asking me was so simple and so basic. I was like, man, I bet you adults want to know these same questions, and I want these questions answered, but they'd be too embarrassed to ask. So I started writing down the notes from the things these kids were asking me, and then I started thinking about different business models that I could teach them about, and that became the launch part of my book, Launch and Stand Out. And that's why it's so simple to read. Like when you read it, that's why it's so simple. And another reason it's so simple is because this is I'm breaking down businesses from my 5-year-old perspective. It's the same way I was able to break down Vermont Teddy Bear and Yankee Candle, all of those. I break down these other businesses. And so it comes from the point where if people understand how simple it is, they won't be afraid of it anymore. So that's why I did that. And then with the standout part of the book, as you know, marketing is everything. Content is key, but marketing is king. So with the standout portion of the book, I break down simple marketing and branding strategies that people could apply. Because once they know how marketing works and how branding really works, like one of the biggest things, like for example, I talk about branding in the book, and I go, yeah, listen, all a brand is how people feel about what you do, you and what you do. That's what a brand is. People think a brand is my logo and my this and that. Yeah, that's part of the brand. But all the brand is how people feel about what you do. Like Amber, you're a brand. I feel like I want to hug you every time I see you. Like I can trust. I feel like I can trust you. I know you're gonna deliver dynamic content. Like anytime you put out a webinar or something, I want to be on there because I know I'm getting great value. You're trustworthy. You're honest. You're dependable. That's your brand. Like now the A-square coach and all that pretty coloring and all that stuff you do, that's the icing on the cake. I go, man, whoa, she's really serious about what she's very professional. But if you were opposite of that, I don't care how pretty and cute your website and your logo and all that stuff is, people still don't rock with you. That's why everybody doesn't make money in that business, especially in this social era where people digging into your social media and seeing if you are what you say you are. Like if one, you know, that's a whole nother scope for another day. But that's the simple thing I talk about, branding, and branding being how people feel about you, right? But then I share a little bit of my Stinky Cake strategy. They got to understand, people know about Stinky Cakes all over the world. Everybody that knows about, I did not have a huge marketing budget when I started Stinky Cakes. I did not have a huge marketing budget. I literally built the market from business cards, postcards, and a website. So I took my business cards and my postcards and I sent people to the website. Once people started buying the Stinky Cakes, then that's when I reached out to John Sortino, who is the godfather of radio ads. Like every successful radio ad campaign right now is using the formula that John, my business partner, came up with, right? But he wasn't my business partner at the time. So I reached out to him and he taught me radio. I took my website money, ran radio ads, right? And I just built that brand up. Then I ended up becoming the top 40 under 40 in the state of Massachusetts. Then that pushed me into another stratosphere. Then I ended up becoming one of the top 100 urban entrepreneurs in America. That pushed me into a different stratosphere. But the reason those worked for me as leverage was because I wasn't faking anything. Right. At any point, anybody could have asked me anything about the stuff that these people were praising me for, and I would drop like crazy knowledge on the topic. So people knew I was the real deal. And I'm not trying to brag with that, but the people knew everything that they heard was true. So that's why I wrote the book. So really as a blueprint, not so anyone could copy what I do, but people could understand how it works, and then they could just go rock it out and launch their rocket ship. That's why I got that the pink rocket ship on the cover. If you saw that thing in the sky, you have to look at it and be like, what the heck is that? And the blue fire is because that's the amount of energy it takes to propel that. Like blue fire is the hottest fire. So that's what it is. Your energy plus standing out, people pay attention.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I talked about your book. I reviewed your book on my Periscope. What was it? Today's Wednesday. It was Monday that I reviewed your book. And after I reviewed it, I actually reread it again. Because we decided to make this book is actually one of our mandatory pre-course books now for a platinum, which is our year-long mentorship program. And so it's like the mandatory book now. All of them have to read it. So you're going to get at least quarters of this book. But one of the things that I loved was at the very end, you have this bonus section. This, guys, is worth every penny and dime that you will spend on this book. Here's why. A lot of times when you're building a business, sometimes people focus on the mentality side of it, so the mental breakthrough and the clarity, and then the other half of the people focus on just the strategy. But I love that you spend time focused on both. So guys, this bonus talks about light bulb moments that you had. And here's actually my favorite, okay? Let's open it up. All right. So persistence is the key. Little children normally get what they want, not because they're spoiled, but because they are persistent. As adults, 1 or 2 no's normally get us to stop asking. But for kids, no truly means not right now. Little children will come back again and again and again for what it is they want until they get it. February 24th, 2010. I love that. I love that example of being persistent. So many times I will talk to people and they will say to entrepreneurs or wantrepreneurs, well, they'll say, well, I reached out to my first potential client and they said no, so I had to take a week to take a break from that. You took a week to take a break? Like, no, that should have made you work a week longer. Like,
that's right.
So I love the fact that you focus on kind of the emotional side of the business and these aha moments that you've had. I love them. So out of all the aha moments you have listed, you have quite a few. You have over 200 aha moments listed. Which one would you say is your absolute biggest light bulb moment for you?
You know what? And let me tell you the story about how I got to that too. You can tell I'm a marketer because I speak in stories, right? If you notice in the book, some of those light bulb moments have typos, right? You might catch it. Now here's why. I decided to do it after my editor had given me the book back. I said, you know what? No. I want people to understand how I was thinking when I was building this company. And that's why everything's dated. Because really, all of those things, they come from my Facebook. So I pulled my Facebook statuses that I posted and I made them those light bulb moments. Because I use Facebook. I use Facebook as a diary. And if you follow me on Facebook, so you see how I do it. I use it as my diary because I like to look back and remember what I was thinking. That one that you just said, that was from watching my son. He might have been 1 or 2 at a time. My youngest son. I can't remember what the thing is that he wanted, but he literally asked his mother if he didn't ask her I don't know, 15, 20 times. And all in different ways, mind you, right? And he got it. And I was like, holy crap. If that was like an adult, like she said no, that would have been no. So, but my favorite is the one that you said on your scope when you were talking about how sometimes it takes a while for your thing to become a hit, because entrepreneurs sometimes, and it's along the same lines as entrepreneurs sometimes, they have a great idea and they expect, to put it out and people just love it. And sometimes sometimes it works that way, but a lot of times, more times than not, that's the exception, not the rule. A lot of times than not, it takes people a while to get it. And just like a hit song, right? Like, I remember, and this was because this was a Beyonce song that made me think of that. I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been like all my single ladies. I think it was that song. When that song first came out, it was around the time when people were like, man, Beyonce is always on the radio. I'm tired of hearing Beyonce, da 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 da. And then the single lady song came on, and I was like, oh, whatever, it's Beyonce. Oh, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Oh, whatever. Oh, my single lady. Oh, my single lady. Right. And then it like picked up. Right. And that's really entrepreneurship. Right. Like, if the radio stopped pushing the songs the second people say, oh, I don't want to hear that. No. They were like, no, nothing would become popular, but they keep pushing it. And then you start listening to the words, and then you start making it a part of you. Man, I'm a single lady. I wanted to put a ring on it. And then now it becomes a part of you. And then now it becomes your song. And now you singing it all over. And then you got your girl singing it, and they didn't like it before, but now they hear you singing it, they like it. And that's entrepreneurship. But you can't just give up because people don't get it. And listen, and if it's not working, you got to tweak stuff, like test and change and see what people do like, and make it so, what the thing that people want. Like, a lot of entrepreneurs mess up because they're so focused on what they want. Oh, my company is this, and here's what we do. Here's what No. It's not an ego thing. You could either feed your ego or you could feed your bank account. If you want to feed your ego, keep doing things that you like, because you'll have at least a customer base of one, right? If you want to feed your bank account, you have to do what your customers want, right? And once you give them what you want, now you have an unlimited amount of customers that you could have. People that your product or service resonate with, they'll buy it. But it's not about you. Like, entrepreneurship is servitude, man. It's about serving people. And that's why, like, you see a lot of people succeeding at entrepreneurship right now. The ones that get that, the ones that understand, it's not about me. It's about serving my community and serving the people that want what I have. Once you serve people and treat people right, man, they will always love you. Listen, I tell people all the time, get people. That's why it says know, like, trust, remember, right? Remember and then buy, right? Once you get them loving, you want people to remember you, make them love you. They'll always, like, you could remember your best friend in high school because you love your best friend in high school. Probably ain't seen her in 15 years, but you still remember her because you love her. Once you get people to love you, and you can't fake your way into love of a consumer, right? You can't fake your way into love. Just be you. Let them love you.
Absolutely. I love that. So we're going to open the room now to questions. We have the fabulous Mychal Connolly, author of Launch and Stand Out. He is a serial entrepreneur, y'all. So I always tell you guys I'm a serial entrepreneur. This man puts me to shame. He's a serial entrepreneur. So this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for you guys to ask him a question directly. And those of you who are on Periscope, you can type in your question and I will ask it for you, or you can hop over to asquaredcoach.com/events, and we're live streaming there. You can click on there and it'll join the party with us. So if anyone has a question, you can feel free to grab the seat, or if you're a little camera shy or you already put your rollers in for the night, you can just type your question in the comments. So while we wait, I have a question for you, Mychal. So I follow you on Facebook, and you have, it seems like, an endless supply of boys in your household. So I know you're a foster, which I love. Between you and Nicole Walters, you guys have both inspired me to start the application process in 2016 to become a foster parent.
Awesome.
I'm a product of being a foster child, so for me that is super exciting. So how many children do you guys have that you have fostered and that you have on your own? And then also, are they all boys? Do you have any kind of girls in there? Is your poor wife living in a male cave?
So we've been at it. We've been at it for coming up on 10 years now. Like I said, my wife was 21 and I was 23 when we started foster care. And we've had, on a respite basis, we probably had about over 100 something kids in the last 10 years. And a respite is someone like a kid that needs a home on maybe for a night while they find a permanent home, or maybe their foster parent goes out on vacation and they need someone to watch the kids or something like that, or like a placement disrupted and they need an emergency placement. And so on a respite basis, about over 100 easily.
Wow.
And on a permanent basis, we've had close to, and I say permanent, they was with us for more than 6 months, probably 20 to 25 kids. So currently we have a 18-year-old boy. He's been with us for 2 years. You saw when my banner fell, he fixed it for me. He's been with us about 2 years. He's 18 now, and we're helping him transition into independent living so he could live on his own. And we have I don't know if I said he came up when he was 16, and now we have a 11-year-old. He just turned 11. He's been with us for almost a year now. But like what normally happens is when we get a placement, our kids never want to leave.
Right.
So the placements have to age out, or they go back to their family. So that's why that number is lower than the respite number. But yeah, we have, as far as girls go, we've had girls, boys, teenagers, newborns, and we do intensive foster care too. So these are kids with different high level need of care. There's a basic level, and then there's high level, and then intensive foster care is the highest level. Kids with ADD, bipolar, all that stuff. Because my wife went to school for early childhood education, and actually now my wife's a social worker now. She became a social worker. Yeah, 2 years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago now, she became a social worker. She's actually working for the state as a social worker right now.
That is amazing.
But
oh wait, hold on just a moment. Okay, Shantae is calling in. How important do you think it is for you to have a passion and kind of something that drives you outside of your business? How much do you think that impacts your drive in your business day to day?
I'm such an entrepreneur. I turn the reason I'm able to do so much stuff, so many things, is because to me, an entrepreneur is someone that identifies a problem, finds a solution to that problem, and then gets paid for that solution. But a successful entrepreneur to me is one that creates a system to run that business model, right? And the reason I'm able to do all the things I do is because I systematize everything. I turn everything into a system. You gotta understand this. I don't want to say this too loud because I don't want it to know my secret. So my wife said to me a few years back that every time I post on Facebook, you never react, you never like or comment on it. And I'm like, babe, I got almost 2,000 people on there. I missed stuff. So I was like, I got to figure this out. So I realized on Facebook, you could select certain people, and when they post, it gives you a notification, right? So I made her the only person I get the notification from if they post, right? So when she posts on Facebook, I go, I'm the first one to like it now, right? But I always find a system for stuff. So that's how I'm able to do everything that I do.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Shantae. So fun, Shantae actually our guest for next week's Wine Wednesday. So Shantae, tell us who you are, where you're tuning in.
Yes. Hi. Thanks for having me. I am Shantae Javon Taylor. I am a neuroscientist and success coach. And I do a whole host of things. Maybe I'll get into a couple when I ask you, Mychal, a couple questions. I just want to say that your story, it just really touched me in a lot of ways. And to me, you are the example and role model of what a compassionate entrepreneur is. You too, Amber. You both are giving so much value. And I, as an entrepreneur, as a neuroscientist, I was in the dementia industry for a long time. So I got to hear a lot of very sad stories But, for you to share your story, you're able to connect, like you said, and be authentic and, pull people in to your world, basically. And you can show them that, you're not just selling a service or product, you are trying to make them better. And I think that is the new business model, really, making those deeper connections. So I just want to honor you both on this journey. I am learning from you both. So thank you. So I don't want to take up too much time. I just have a couple of questions. So I'm in the service side, so I do coaching and I have online stuff, but I just got into e-commerce. So I wanted to know, how did you drive sales to your e-commerce site when you were doing the Stinky cakes? What was your golden nuggets?
Yeah, great question. It just goes back to basic marketing and finding out what people want and telling them how to get what they want, right? So, you got to remember, the coolest part about Stinky Cakes was I had no money when I started that company.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Right? So MediaTakeout.com was brand new. Everyone used to go on that site, and for some reason, I don't know why, for some reason, people that are on gossip sites love to buy stuff.
Really?
Right? This is what I found out. They love to buy stuff. So what I used to do, I didn't have any money to literally advertise on Media Takeout, but I didn't ever want to appear spammy, and I didn't ever want to seem like I was selling stuff. So anytime MediaTakeout.com had a story about someone who was pregnant, like it was like, oh, Beyonce's pregnant. Rumors have it where Beyonce's pregnant. Like I would jump in the comments. I would always try to be the first commenter because that's, at the time, the first comment should stay up top and then everyone had to scroll down. Mm-hmm. So I used to jump. I was so bad. Like I used to know exactly when Media Takeout was gonna post their new stories. It was always between 8:05 and 8:38. That was the range.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Right? So I used to be like, OMG, congratulations. I hope I can't believe Beyonce's pregnant. That's amazing. I hope someone gets a Stinky cake, right?
You ease it on in there.
So it was never spammy, but gossipy people are nosy too. So I know they would be like, what the heck's a Stinky cake? Mm-hmm. So then they would Google Stinky cakes and they realize it's a baby gift. And I kid you not, anytime I was the first comment on MediaTakeout.com, I used to get 5 to 10 orders. Wow. And probably 10 to 20 emails. And at the time, I hated emails. I used to be so frustrated when someone didn't buy something, but they gave me the email because I didn't understand email marketing and the power of it. So I moved the email box from the top of the website where it was convenient to the bottom where people had to look for it, and I stopped getting emails. Oh. That was actually one of the biggest mistakes I made, because now when I want to sell Stinky cakes, because I really don't promote it as much as I used to, but if I want to sell Stinky cakes, all I have to do is send out an email blast to all those people in the email and remind them that Stinky cakes exist. Okay. So I wish that was one of my biggest mistakes. So always capture emails. Always capture.
Absolutely. Emails. My logical brain would never have thought of gossip. Yeah, the gossip realm. Not at all.
Listen, yeah, gossip sites. That's the way to go. I run this online academy called Cambridge Entrepreneur Academy, and I help entrepreneurs. And one of my members, he uses WorldStar Hip Hop, and he sells. His company's called Self Cut System, right? Because WorldStar Hip Hop is like the Media Takeout for guys, right? He right now he's closing on about $500,000 selling a 3-way mirror just because he uses WorldStar Hip Hop.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. I have one more question, hopefully. You mentioned systems, and I know my back end stuff could really use some help. Could you give me an example of a system that you use? You don't have to give away, the farm or anything, but what's an example of the system that you were speaking about?
I'm hearing a lot of noise. For example, I'm gonna keep this simple. All a system is think of McDonald's, right? McDonald's has an ordering system. When you go to McDonald's, and its systems should be 3 steps. Keep it easy. Step 1 for McDonald's: pull up to the drive-through. You see this place to order, right? The order board. So you order. Step 2, pay. You go to that first window and you pay. Step 3, receive your food, and they reinforce a return sale. So they go, hey, here's your food. Thanks for coming to McDonald's. And then you see something on the window talking about a new, like, breakfast all day or whatever it may be right there. That's a system, right? Don't, like the technology and all this other stuff, that will always change. If you don't believe me, I'm sure a lot of people in here probably bought like a Facebook ad course. If you look at that course now, if you bought that course 2 years ago, Facebook done changed so many things that course is invalid. But if you understand, the process, now that training wouldn't be invalid, because if you understand the process, you know what you need to do to get the result. So even though the buttons change, even though Facebook changed the button, they discontinue this thing, they move that thing, because that's how Facebook makes money, by keeping it fresh. If you understand the process or the system, it doesn't matter how it looks. You already know the 3 things you need to do to get the result that you want. That's why I say right now I could send an email out to Stinky Cakes customers and they know they'll buy it, because even if that software or doodad or thingamajiggy doesn't exist anymore, I still know what I have to do. Like, I know I have to have a captivating headline in my email, right? I know I have to share a little bit about what we got going on, and then I got to let them know, hey, this is Stinky Cake of the Month kind of thing, and they buy it. Because I know my end goal, what I'm really trying to accomplish, is to remind them that Stinky Cakes exist. And if one of those people that they bought a Stinky Cake before is pregnant again, they need to get them another Stinky Cake, because it was already a pleasant experience for them. So they just forgot about it, because people seeing thousands of ads a day, so they're not going to just randomly go to Stinky Cake.
Very distracted.
That's how I think in systems. It's not necessarily a do-had or like a certain software, because these things come and go. It's more about your process. Like, I run my system when I see people. The same things I do, like for example, if I want someone to sign up to the academy, I find out if they're because people are in 3 categories. They're either entrepreneur, they want to be an entrepreneur, or they're thinking about being an entrepreneur. So first things first, I need to figure out like which category they're in. So I go, so they go, oh, you okay? No, I always wanted to start my own business. Really? Okay, that's great. If you could start a business today, what kind of business would you start? Oh, I love hair. I would just help people with their hair. Oh man, that's a great business. That's a great market to be in, because it's a growth market. And I give them a little bit of technical speak so they know I know what I'm talking about. And then they go, then I go, yeah, you know what? I help entrepreneurs like you. That I already tell them they're an entrepreneur. I give them confidence right then. I help entrepreneurs like you, create systems to succeed in business. Really? Oh yeah. How do you do that? I go, well, myself, and then I leverage my business partner's credentials, because he really created a global brand. So I go, yeah, my partner and I, the guy who started the Vermont Teddy Bear Company, we break down business for people through our online courses and through our one-to-one mentoring and training. Like, we jump on the phone and videos and just really tell people what to do. And now that gives them the confidence that, oh, holy crap, I don't really have to know everything, because these guys are going to tell me everything I need to know. And then I say, and then if they say, well, how much is it or how do I join? I already know I got them. And then, because when I hit them with the price, they go, whoa, I could do that. And then boom, they sign. So it's like that's a system. See, so identify the problem, give them a solution, and then tell them how to buy it. That's the system that's what you should focus on.
Okay.
Hey, listen. That's like $10,000 worth of advice right there. I just gave you.
No, you are giving some golden ones right now. I'm like, all kind of stuff. I'm trying to be focused on everything you're saying, but I'm like, coming up with ideas. Ooh, so one more thing, because my husband went to a meeting the other day. It was about millennials running clinical trials, right? And one of the stats they showed was that millennials are not going to be using email like Gen Xers and baby boomers. Like, they're establishing software and apps to where they can talk to millennials via text messages and apps and all that. And I can't believe it, first of all, because I'm like, well, email is the standard. So how are you moving forward in that direction? Or do you see that as a problem?
think about this. Just break this down to a basic level, right?
Let's get basic. Yes.
all this is communication. People have been communicating since Adam and Eve, right?
Absolutely.
So now you have to watch what people want. So now people like everything's on the smartphone now, right? So some people still would be an email, right? Which is a different customer. And then you got the people that want to communicate via Facebook message. You got people that want to communicate via text. You want people that want to communicate via your Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, wherever they are, it's going to be different groups of people. Like right now, I do all of that in one swoop. I send out my email blast. I post it on my Facebook. I post it on my Instagram. I post it on my Twitter. I talk about it on Periscope, right? I pick up the phone and talk to people. But the most important thing is your marketing messages. Like you got to understand. If you understand this, you'll get it. If your marketing message is right, you could have it on a crumpled up piece of paper, dropped on the ground in a grocery store parking lot. And if your right targeted market person sees that crumpled up piece of paper on the ground, they pick it up and read it. Whatever your call to action is, they'll take it. That's why I say the tools and stuff really doesn't matter. Invest in tools because it makes your life easier, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is your marketing message and getting people to take action. That's why, look, you see some people advertise and they got the little airplane thing with the little banner falling behind it. And you go, why the heck would they advertise it? But when I sit on the beach, I can still remember this big Geico ad, right? It just said Geico with the lizard. But then I know 15 minutes save you 15% from their radio ads, from their TV ads, from their social media ads. Like there's no one way to advertise. It's like it's a big puzzle, right?
Right.
And but the key is to know who's gonna buy your stuff, and then find them where they are. Like I said, it's not about, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, it's not about us. It's not about us. It's about our customers, and we meet them where they are. So if my customer wanted an email, I'm sending them an email. If they wanted a text, I'm gonna text them. Like right now, we running radio ads, and we tell people, hey, call us or text us, right? So they either gonna call or they gonna text.
Yes. Give them options.
And
All right,
and it's the same phone number. It's the same phone number.
Right? Exactly. Keep it simple.
I want
to remember that.
So with the study that you said your husband had seen, Shantae, so my client base, I focus on millennial entrepreneurs. I have a mailing list of over 20,000 people. You want to know how we actually mail out? Maybe once a month.
Really?
I don't do it. We still are a multi-million-dollar company. And the reason is because I know that my people that are super duper interested, that didn't just sign up for the opt-in, they're going to find me in other methods. They're going to want to be communicated in other methods. But yeah, Michael's right. Whenever we have something that we really need to just tell people, hey, we have this event coming up, or hey, we have a webinar, or hey, come to this blab, we'll push it out and we'll get a huge response. But our day-to-day sales, they come from other venues.
Okay. I appreciate that.
So email's not is slowing down, but it's not dying. Let me tell you the trick with email. People are just sick of getting the emails and saying, hey, sign up with my thing, and then tomorrow you're gonna be a billionaire. So the people starting to ignore it. But if you see Amber Aziza sent you an email, you go, hey, I wonder what Amber's got going on in this email. The same way you would jump into her scope, you would jump into her email, or you would jump onto her Facebook. That's why, right now, where it is with social media, and I'm telling you, this live broadcasting was the missing piece of social media, because you get to see who's real and who's fake. Like the fake people don't stick around. They come out and they got they copy. I watch Amber, people, because Amber's a boss at what she does. All right, and I don't endorse a lot of people, but I will always endorse Amber because she's the real deal, for real, right? So Amber jumps on and she's like, hey, I got a webinar coming up tonight. Learn how to rock your scope. I forgot what the first one was. Because you talked about, Amber just gives a whole bunch of content. So basically, if you're not following her, make sure you follow her. But
I'm following.
But here's the thing. The live broadcasting is the piece that was missing in social media, because now you get to see who's real and who's fake. someone copied Amber's whole look, feel, idea. What was the first one you did, Amber, about the Periscope? Like it was like how you made
scope your way to 100K.
Yes, scope your way to 100K. Sexy title. Everybody wants to go that, right? But so now people copied Amber, and it was like, man, that sucks. But guess what? I can't even remember who the person is because they did it one time, tried to do what Amber did. People realized, you know Amber. You like the Craigslist version of Amber. No, I'm sorry. And then that person went away. So they probably made a couple of dollars, but when they can't if someone's copying, you can't consistently bring the goods. Like I tell people, like I got like 17 hours of content for every day. Every day I got 17 hours of content. I've been doing it since I was 5, right? So I see stuff different. Like I have the mastery hours already put in. Right. So like that's what I love about the live broadcasting. It really separates the real from the fake. You could if you're a fake, you could start off strong, but you're gonna burn out quick. But the good news is, if you really into the thing, just take the time to master it. If it takes you 2 years to really learn it, do that, and then start broadcasting 2 years later. But
I think you're right about the broadcasting, because we can read people before they even talk. You know, before they even step on stage, we read body language. Yeah,
the eyes don't lie.
The eyes do not lie. I mean, there is a difference between a fake smile and a real smile. I mean, it's scientific. So you're absolutely right. You can just be real. And
that's
like
it.
I said, that's the new way of entrepreneurship, is that real connection. So I'm enjoying the journey for sure. Thank you so much. This is Golden Nuggets.
Thank you. Thanks, Shantae. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye. All righty.
I saw my guy Gammy Rivera. He tried to get in and he went out. Gammy, if you see
come back in, Gammy. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Amber. Hi, Mychal. How are you?
What's up, Ashley? How you doing?
So, I'm good, and I thank you and I appreciate you for sharing this and taking the time. This is like amazing, amazing stuff. Thank you so much for saying that I do not have to download another stinking app to run business, because I feel like if I get another one, my head's gonna like explode. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And you just boiled it down to the simplicity of the system is you. It's not the widget. It's not the next thing that comes out tomorrow that I don't know how to use on my phone yet. You know,
right.
It's not any of that stuff. So thank you for that. That is really appreciated, and that makes me kind of feel better about this whole thing, if you will. So because I stress about that stuff, I don't need anything else.
No, you don't.
A question I had for you, you mentioned one of the mistakes that you made as far as the email was concerned. What other mistakes can you speak to that were really like solid lessons of, okay, look, I need to do this now because, oh my gosh, this happened?
Well, listen, another one, and it was, and if I knew, I'm gonna say this first. First of all, if I knew Amber 9 years ago, I wouldn't have made this mistake. Okay. Amber, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. The other mistake was I didn't charge enough for Stinky cakes. I didn't charge enough. My price was way off. And a lot of entrepreneurs make this mistake, and the mistake is operating from a space of where you are mentally, financially, whatever, operating from a space where you are versus a space where your customers are. Like, so remember when I started the company, I had no money, so I felt like so. Someone's got a baby.
That's my son. Sorry.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
He is asking to be picked up. Hold on. Come here.
He said, Mr. Stinky Cakes is right. Charge your worth.
Say hi.
Hi. Hey, buddy. How you doing? But yeah, but what happened was so my prices was from a point where I was.
Okay.
Right. So I was like, I got to make it affordable for everybody so everybody could buy it. I was sending out my big Stinky cakes for like $50.
Oh wow.
And it was costing me, like at the time I didn't know, I didn't have like wholesalers. I didn't have money to buy stuff in bulk. So I was just trying to make like $20 off each one. So it was costing me almost like 25, 30. It's costing me like almost 25, 30 to make it. And I was selling it for 50.
So you're getting nothing.
I was making like $10, $15. But you got to understand though, for me at the time, extra $10 was a lot of money.
Right.
Now, what if I when I changed that?
Mm-hmm.
When I changed that was after I went out, and this
Hold on, I'm gonna put him out. Hang on 1 second.
Okay. That's a perfect ad. Stinky cakes and babies. Free is for fools. That's it, Amber. That's what you say. See, I was operating like a
Sorry.
fool. That's all right. That's all right. So yeah, so I was making just a little bit of money, but at the time, that little bit of money was helping me and my family.
Okay, because that's the trouble that I'm running into. I teach yoga in addition to I answer people's health insurance questions because I have like 15 years now in that industry, and what I'm running into is I know my health insurance stuff. I know health insurance better than I know parenting. So, but I'm running into people who are like, "Hey, can you help me? But they don't want to pay for it. So I don't know if that's like me not.
They don't want your help then. So watch this. Here's how I learned from the Stinky Cake thing. And always connect yourself with people that are way more successful than you, and go with your mouth closed and your ears open. So when the first time I met John from Vermont Teddy Bear, right? And he taught me the radio ad thing in like 15 minutes. It was like, here's what you need to do. And I was like, oh wow, boom. But another thing he gave me was his formula that he created for Vermont Teddy Bear.
Uh-huh.
He was able to help me see how my numbers was way off, and how much money I was losing. Right.
Okay.
So immediately I adjusted my prices, and everything made more sense. Now,
okay.
What I learned from that was, because like I'm a server, so I still have this thing to like help everybody. So like, for example, what you need to do is have different tiers. So like with Cambridge Entrepreneur Academy, I really have like 3 tiers. All right. So like I have the free level, and the free level is I send out free emails about the tips. I send out free social media stuff with tips, like Periscope and all that stuff. I have a free Facebook group, right? Now, those sound like, well, Mike, you're giving away content. No, because someone doesn't have the money to join today, that doesn't mean that situation won't change tomorrow. So if I go, oh, you don't got no money, get out of here. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't believe in, first of all, I don't believe in treating people like that. I wasn't raised that way. I was raised to treat people how you want to be treated. So I have the free options for people that could afford free. I can't give them as much as my time, because if I give them my time, I'm stealing time from my paying customers. Right? Time is more important than money. The second level I have is just, my basic membership, which is still affordable. And then the third level I have is like higher level, where, we go into different, like, but these are normally like more established people that stuck. And they go, well, I need to do X, Y, and Z. So that's like a specific project. So I have to spend specific time on their project. So create a space for everybody. So the free people, send them to your blog.
Okay.
The people that have the money, charge them your rate. And then the people that have bigger problems, they're gonna take most of your time, charge them the most.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That makes sense. I appreciate it, because I was stressing big time over trying to figure out how to make that work and still be of service to people. Because like I know it's needed, but I also have to eat myself. So. Well,
you said you do insurance.
Yes, I answer. So yeah, I answer people's health insurance questions.
So you see, you have a built-in market research thing. So the questions that people ask the most, write blogs about them, and then send them to your blog and encourage them to sign up for your newsletter and plug them into your sales funnel, and then turn them into customers. That's just simple. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So people will pay for your services.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, that is all the time that we have tonight. Oh my goodness, you have dropped so many just massive nuggets of information on everyone.
Amber, before I go, I want to give away. I'm about to sign this copy. I'm gonna give it away tonight, right?
Yes.
So I'm only giving away one copy. So everyone else that bought the book, if you bought the book already and you win it, then you could just give it away as a gift. But in order to win this book, I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. You have to go to my website and join the Helping Entrepreneur group, and I'm gonna post it after this is done. Who wants to win the book? And all you have to say is me. Just say me. And I'll pick one of the people. Actually, I'm gonna have my 9-year-old come out and just randomly pick someone to win the book, and then I'll message you and send it out. So I'm gonna put the website in. Here you go. I just put the website in the chat, MrStinkyCakes.com. Put your name and email in there where it says to join the group. Once you join the group, you're gonna see the comment box where you could comment. All right, and then everyone that comments me in the group, in the Facebook group, you're gonna be entered. And everyone else that wants to buy the book, you could buy the book on that link too.
And
MrStinkyCakes.com.
I highly, highly, highly recommend, guys, buy the book. If you don't win it, buy it. It is an amazing book. I have been in business for quite some time now, and I've built and sold 2 companies. And trust me, I still learned a lot from this book. So you want to get the book for sure. Awesome. Okay. Well, so Mychal, tell us, other than MrStinkyCakes.com, where else can we find you?
My website is www.CambridgeEntrepreneurAcademy.com. That is where John and I do what we do with entrepreneurs. It's just amazing. You could rock with us. We launched our first radio campaign, so it's actually about to really go to another level. So I'm excited. I'm excited beyond compared to what's going on. I see a lot of you starting to join the group, which is cool. So yeah, but that's my other website is CambridgeEntrepreneurAcademy.com. But you could learn everything that I do on my main website, MrStinkyCakes.com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Perfect. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day, out of your night, from your family. I know that this is usually family time, but I greatly appreciate you being willing to drop just nuggets of information on our crew. And thank you everyone who tuned in. You guys are awesome. We had over 84 people in the room tonight, so that is amazing. Hands up for that for sure. Be sure to tune in next week to Wine Wednesday. We have neuroscientist Shante Jovan-Taylor, who will be on and talking about the science behind entrepreneurship. So how do your consumers think? What's going to make them buy? And how can you make sure that you have a leg up in your focus for your business day to day? I'm so excited to have her. It's going to be amazing. Be sure to follow at Mr. Stinky Cakes on social media. If you don't follow me, follow me as well at Amber_Aziza everywhere except for Snapchat, where I'm just Amber Aziza. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful night. And be sure to check out, launch, and stand out. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thanks, Amber.